What's up, my beautiful people? Welcome to your new moon in Capricorn on January 12th/13th of 2021. Man, that feels weird to say. But in many ways, I feel like this new moon is really the start to 2021 with, all these crazy energies that are just still brewing. This is a very culminating kind of a time. And of course, the sun and moon are conjunct Pluto. The sun and moon are at 23 degrees and Pluto's at 24 degrees. And of course, we've had all these massive, aspects since, through 2020 into 2021, right around that 23 degrees of Capricorn. And, Mars is still finishing up this square between the Aries now moving into Taurus energy and then Capricorn moving into Aquarius energy. And, not too far in the future, we're going to be having these 7 planets in Aquarius. That's huge. And I feel like that is going to be like the liberating time. The last time we had this many planets, and now I didn't do the research myself on this. I've just read about it. So I'm not sure, but I can feel the energy coming, and I'm sure you can too. This is when the Dark Ages ended and the Renaissance started back in, I think, late 1200s. All right, so this is a big time. This is really when this new year is, energetically speaking, is going to be coming into play, and we have some very cathartic energies that are going to be moving through us. But real quick, I don't want you guys to forget. Figure out the vibration of this background that we have here on this video, and you can win a free reading with me. All right. And also, don't forget, if you're interested in joining my badass opportunity community and my Uforia team, please go ahead and message me directly, either on Instagram or YouTube. You can put in the comments below, and or just email me at nahum@spiritualbodybuilder.com, and we can talk. Amazing opportunities going on, and a lot of real beautiful growth and flourishing in the matters of health and wealth. All right, because those two things are, I feel like, the main focus of this new vibration: creating community, creating understanding and education of health, and stepping into, being around a community that will hold you accountable and step into this new place. We all need accountability. And, I personally, I've created a community, and I surround myself with people that are smarter than me. I surround myself with people that hold me accountable and teach me and help me grow in every way. And I would like to be that support system for you and bring it all together. All right. To make, all of our worlds a better place. But so back to the energy. All right. We have Mars right now at 2 degrees of Taurus. So that energy is really conjunct to Uranus at 6 degrees. And Uranus right now is stationed to go direct. Uranus is the last planet that is moving retrograde, really. We have Black Moon Lilith retrograde, but that doesn't really count, in my opinion, because it goes retrograde and forward so much. And it's a calculation. It's not even a planet. All right. So with Mars and Uranus being stationed, this energy is going to be dramatically enhanced. And of course, that is square over to Saturn, Jupiter, and even Mercury. All right. Mercury has been moving through this area, creating this really deep cathartic communication with self and with others. So what I'm really feeling here is, if there's any issues or situations going on with relationships, okay, this is going to bring, like, if you've had confusion or not a whole lot of clarity when it comes to understanding why you're in a relationship or what situation you're in. Maybe, there's been, I know I've been feeling kind of stuck with wanting to move forward in my career and move forward even with relationships. This is like the energy is like, well, wait, we gotta come to this new moon conjunct Pluto, because Pluto is going to bring all that shit up, and it's going to help us see and understand. That's where the catharsis comes from, right? Because Pluto is that planet of going all the way in, all the way deep, excavating the depths of our soul and bringing up these things that are stopping us. Now, if you've been struggling with things like addiction, if you've been struggling with, habits that are not serving your highest good, if you've been struggling with really understanding, okay, what is, like, I have a dysfunctional relationship with this person, what is this trying to teach me? all this information is going to be coming up and serving a greater purpose to break through and break free of all this stuff, especially with this Uranus-Mars energy squaring off to Saturn and Jupiter. I mean, man, you want to talk about breaking free. This is breaking the shackles that have been binding us, provided that you're willing to look at it. Now, even if you're not willing to look at it, this is going to sort of put it right in your face anyways, all right? And this is a great time for reflection. This is a time for going within and feeling things out. And not only that, okay, we still have Neptune at 18 degrees, 44 minutes, you know, I have the time here at January 12th at 8:59 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. So that would mean that it's pretty much right at midnight Eastern Standard Time. So, you know, this energy with the nodes at 19 degrees and 39 minutes, all right, it's less than a minute, a degree away from the exact square. So this is like right at the culmination point. And Neptune with this, you know, delusion, illusion, and this is all very powerful for addictions or like bad habits, you know, eating junk food or, you know, like doing whatever it is that you personally do to numb yourself or avoid your feelings. And the new moon at 23 degrees is like, okay, well, you're going to feel it anyways. So even if you're trying to numb it out, it's going to come up and it's going to expose itself, and not in a weird kind of way. But you know, this is going to be our greatest teacher here in quite some time. So, and the new moon is all about new beginnings, right? Starting off, the new starting point for where we're going. And I feel like this is almost like the last bit of Capricorn energy that we're setting this foundation. This is the final, like, it's like the cement has been mixed, it's been poured, it's been leveled. Now it's just drying, right? And before it finishes drying, there's our one last chance, our one last spot to clear out the last minute or bit of stuff that we have to clear out. Now, Capricorn 23 degrees, according to Inside Degrees, says an old priest using oil to anoint a carved stone lingam. For those of you that don't know what a lingam is, it is a penis. The masculine life force brought to its highest expression. The wise, wakeful, fully present activation of the masculine aspect as something to be reckoned with. Formidable and directly impressive. Oh yeah. Bearing such a pronounced potency of being that one can readily take charge of any situation. A karmically well-prepared, magnificently endowed attainment. The ability to become like a god. Such intensive awareness of self that you know very well that you are standing in for God the Father as a pure vessel. Nonetheless, you are called to become the quintessential higher masculine as completely as possible to the deepest roots of your being in order to make a difference and to bring the shared energy and attention to a focal point of the true central clarity and meaningful direction onwards from here. So, and I don't think it's any coincidence. I don't believe in coincidence, but with Mars constantly being square to this energy, it's interesting that this is talking about purging out the things that have been holding our divine masculine back. And remember, everyone, regardless of your gender, has divine feminine and divine masculine energy. And we just went through probably the most intense processing or review aspect of our divine masculine with Mars going retrograde in its home sign, right? So now that it's forward, now that it's out of shadow, now we have fully stepped into this new aspect of our divine masculine. And even though it's not aspecting Pluto and the new moon and sun, it is aspecting Saturn and Jupiter, okay, which is sort of like the Pluto Sun Moon conjunction is showing us our true potential. It's showing us what we need to face in order to stand in that evolved masculine version of ourselves, which is the part of us that goes out in the world and makes shit happen. And then, of course, with Mars squaring over to Saturn, Jupiter, and Mercury, this is getting the communication, understanding this evolved part of ourselves. This is putting together all the missing pieces that have not been there, Okay. Now we also have Saturn and Jupiter, and I would venture to say Mercury as well, because Mercury is moving so quickly, sextile to Chiron. Now, Saturn is going to be sextile to Chiron pretty much this whole year, Jupiter a little bit, and the Jupiter is just going to help enhance this energy. But Saturn sextile to Chiron is a very blessed and beautiful aspect, because it has been in difficult aspects, you know, the last year or so, with everything in Capricorn and, you know, Chiron being in Aries. So this is bringing in a new ability to purge and process and bring in all the gifts that all these previous square elements have brought to the table, so we can integrate this new version of who we are, right? This Aries energy is starting afresh, it's starting anew, and really stepping into this vulnerability, because vulnerability is where our true power is, right? And Saturn is structure. It's our control dynamic, yes. And a lot of the energies as of this past year has been about letting go of control. Now it's about bringing back control into our life in a new way, in this new foundation. Okay, so, and don't forget, Saturn and Jupiter are still conjunct. Okay, they're only 2 degrees apart from each other, and I would say we're going to be feeling this intensified energy up until about an 8 or 10 degree orb, so we can expect this new Uranian energy to continue building. I feel like after this new moon, we're going to start to see all these new opportunities come into our life. We're going to start to see our life really starting to unfold and change. And we don't necessarily have to do anything about it. We are a magnet, and we are bringing it to us now. That's the Aquarian energy. All right. The Aquarian energy is all about setting the intention, like all this work that we've been doing on ourselves, about setting intention, being the change. You know, this is about, the old paradigm was about, you know, going out, chasing it, going to get a job and working at shit that you didn't love, and, you know, just doing everything out of obligation. That is no longer the energy that is going to manifest things in our life. Now it's all about being the change, setting the intention energetically, opening your heart, and being open to receiving. Okay, it's all about allowing ourselves to receive now. And that is a foreign concept to a lot of us with all the shit that we've been through in our lives. Okay, so be open and be receptive to where this is bringing us. All right. We have Mars also trine over to Venus, which is absolutely beautiful. And we have Venus right now at 5 degrees of Capricorn. So, you know, this Capricorn energy is not done, but I feel like we went through all the hard stuff. And now this new moon is sort of the last potentially difficult aspect. And now Venus is going to become more the dominant energy. And of course, when Venus conjuncts Pluto in the near future here, that is going to be an incredibly powerful, you know, connection with, you know, a potential lover, or, you know, something that you love. It could be a creative process too, right? But whatever it is, when Venus and Pluto meet in whatever angle, a conjunction is a neutral energy, right? So it's just the natural vibration of Venus and the natural vibration of Pluto brings a depth, some deep, intense energies that, you know, we have to, again, have done the work and be ready to receive. And as long as we're open, as long as our divine feminine is ready to receive and ready to open up and ready to be vulnerable, it's going to create a power, a long-lasting, beautiful power in whatever situation, whether it's a passion project, or whether it's a new relationship, or whether it's a current relationship that is taking on new depths. Whatever the case is, this is going to really empower that depth, provided that you don't run away from it. Because this intensity, you know, with Pluto, I mean, look, we've all got to be used to the intensity at this point in time, but sometimes this intensity is like, fuck, dude, I need a break, right? Like, this shit is just too much. But I feel like it's not necessarily going to be that way so much here, because we already have, because this is intensely good, right? Provided that, you know, we look at this Pluto energy here at 24 degrees of Capricorn. All right. So, and then of course we have Black Moon Lilith at 29 degrees of Taurus, which is right on top of the Pleiades. Now, Black Moon Lilith here, it's like, you know, it's almost like I'm feeling like we want to celebrate. We want to get out there and have some fun with it. But again, this Black Moon Lilith is going to be intensified, and it is trine to this new moon and Pluto. All right. So if you are meeting someone new, or if you're in a current relationship that's taking on new depths, the sex is going to be fucking intense and incredible. This is Kundalini activation like nothing other. I mean, when Black Moon Lilith is aspecting this, you can bet your ass that it's going to be exciting and new and vivacious. Just again, this is about watching our boundaries, or watching our thresholds to make sure that we don't go too far outside of our boundaries, right? Again, addiction keeps coming up. Like, and look, an addiction is anything that you do that brings your life out of balance. So it doesn't necessarily mean you have to be a crackhead or you have to be an alcoholic. This can also mean you can be a workaholic, that you work too much. I know I've been guilty of that in the past. This can be, giving too much focus of one thing and neglecting something else that creates balance in your life. All right. You could be addicted to porn. You could be addicted to thoughts, right? I know a lot of people, especially right now, especially with these aspects, being in your head too much, being stuck in your head, and, overthinking. Control dynamics is another big one. All right. This is pretty much forcing us to let go of control. If we don't let go of control, we're going to kind of drive ourselves a little batshit crazy. So bear that in mind, and, be good to yourself with all these new energies coming into Aquarius too. This is dreamy. This is seeing things at a new level. This is feeling the energy, this higher vibrational energy that is coming in, that you cannot necessarily quantify it through your thought. You have to feel it in your heart. So this is where I think the big trick, the most fundamental part of this, if you don't get anything else out of this reading, is whenever something comes in that may seem overwhelming or may seem too much or may seem, like it's getting the better of you, the number one thing you need to do is quiet your mind, get into your heart, whether that's going out in nature, doing a float tank, sound lounge session, whatever. Okay. Go into that energy with trust, and you just really have to put all your focus on quieting your mind. That's really all it is. And that's what I got for you. All right. So I hope this helped. If you resonated with this, please like this video and share it, and hit that notification button on my YouTube, and please subscribe, and I love you guys for it. I love all the support. Also, if you're interested in a sound lounge, or if you're in Las Vegas, let me know if you want to get a sound lounge session in, and microscopy and all this other cool shit that I be doing. I love to teach, and I love to show you guys, all this cool stuff that is incredibly unorthodox. It's my, it's my Aquarius moon, baby. That's how we roll. So I love you all very much. And I will see you on the next report. Have a wonderful day, guys.